Hello, hello, hello. A very warm welcome to all our friends, viewers, stakeholders, fans of Africa Rise with Susan West. It is a very beautiful Sunday, not just another one, but it's Mother's Day today, and it is, of course, my birthday. So it's not just another beautiful Sunday, but a beautiful Sunday. So welcome to Africa Rise with Susan West. And of course, today we're having a special edition talking about the arts, celebrating the arts. As you all know, or most people will know that I am, first of all, a singer, which makes me an artist, before I am anything else. So I really do love to celebrate and appreciate people in the arts. And today we're going to be talking and celebrating the arts. And so I'm going to begin today's broadcast by introducing us to a Malawian artist, not just one, two Malawian artists. This song is a spiritual song. It is sung in Swahili, but for some reason, I don't know, it feels like, like I understand what is being said. And so I'm going to first go ahead and play the song by Namandingo and Chalamanda. Enjoy.
Line ho, uyu line lelo mana mene, mana wanzelu. Line ho,
uyu line lelo mana mene, mana wanzelu. Ukacha mama wa amatengazaje, kusesa bakomo pamaivaje.
ugaja mama,
Early morning,
amadingatake,
kusesa bakomo la mairage.
magolo wali,
Makolo aline,
amuya mikila,
akuti line lelo mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
magolo wali,
Makolo aline,
amuya mikila,
akuti line lelo mwana mene, mwana wanzeru. Line ho, uyu line lelo mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
tinde, tinde, line ho.
Line ho, uyu line lelo mwana mene, mwana wanzeru.
Agire gogo wana madingo, zamu ya mikila, kudi na madingo mwana mene, mwana wanzeru. Agire gogo wana madingo, zamu ya mikila,
Mukuti na madingo mwana mene,
mwana wanzeru.
simuku na mago,
Tawizi na mwe,
kawizina ne malota ine, bambo wanga tandisi enda
salandeka. Tawizi na mwe,
kawizina mwe ni malota ine, bambo wanga tamwalira
salandeka. Gondo mama, gondo une mama mwe, gondo mama chalamanda,
tafera mwenda we. Kondo mama, kondo une mama mwe, kondo mama chalamanda utafera mwenda we.
Nangomba mbilio, tumaona lelo. Nangomba mbilio,
tumaona lelo.
Agidesi aimbae, zogoma tumaona lelo.
Ndipo chalamanda aimbae, zogoma tumaona lelo.
ndamva kuti mwakwatira mwabala mwana woyera dzina lake Musolo.
Nangopanga chikoso kwatinza kuitamani
Musolo,
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 Musolo mai Musolo, Musolo, Musolo mai
mwana mene ndamai wake ndikufuna ndipite nawo ku UK. Mwana mene ndamai wake ndikufuna ndipite nawo ku UK. Mapunziro onse akapunzire ku UK. Mapunziro onse apunzire ku UK.
Ndamva koko ndamva kumatimbeko chemeri kunali chemeri kunali
Chemeri mama mwe
iya meri mwe iya gale kunali chemeri iya meri mwe iya gale
Chemeri
ibekubogoma macha iya meri mwe iya gale kunali chemeri
akafuna kunenana
akidesi inabwana tabwera nikuno
akafuna kunenana
chalamanda inabwana tabwera nikuno
akafuna kunenana
akidesi inabwana tabwera nikuno zinali choncho kale nthawi ya Napolo iwachabe Napolo wachabe
tengaingalamu ukataya kumtenga kutuma kaidi ukatola pobwela dona nalila maiwe wachabe Napolo wachabe
malizendi Buffalo soldier Buffalo to America Buffalo soldier Buffalo to America.
When I was a young boy
I dreamed today in America.
When I was a young boy
young boy I dream today in America. Oh,
When I was a youngy boy, Telamanda is about, is he 82 or 92 years old, that old man singing with Namandingo. Beautiful song. Welcome to Africa Rise with Susan West, everybody. I wish I could offer you a cake today, but just imagine virtual cake. Just imagine and have yourself a bite of my birthday cake and a drink, of course. And so, yes, we came on a little late because our first guest was having issues connecting. His network isn't so good. We'll keep trying as we go on. But guess who is available right now? It is a woman that I adore so much. She's my sister from my town, and she is a veteran Nollywood actress, veteran. And so Hilda Dokubo is here now with us. I will be bringing her on screen shortly. But really quickly, I'm going to acknowledge Richard Barry Lubarry. He says, wow, great time here. Tito Akbeti says, happy birthday. Thank you. Princess Ivy Osawe from Canada says, happy birthday, darling. Thank you so much. Tito Akbeti, thank you. Thank you. I will continue to acknowledge you guys as you type in. Of course, I cannot see everybody except for the people who send in their comments or people watching from the watch parties. I can't see you. But if you haven't liked, followed, or shared, or subscribed to our channels, please do so. On YouTube, it is Africa Rise TV. On Instagram, it is Africa_Rise.tv. And on Facebook, our page is SWOB21, SWOB21. Okay, like, follow, subscribe, press the bell button when you do. WSR1 TV, thank you so much. Music does bring people together. It allows us to experience the same emotions. People everywhere are same in heart and spirit. Absolutely. And Koforala Bolaige says, happy birthday. Thank you. I'll keep acknowledging you guys as we go on. But right about now, I'm going to bring my big sister, Hilda Dokubo.
Hello, everyone. Hello. And
Hello.
happy
Pardon me?
and happy birthday too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I didn't hear that. And happy Mother's Day to you and all the beautiful women out there.
Happy Mother's Day to all of us.
Right. So our topic of discussion today is celebrating the arts. And so I just want to basically just talk about you being a veteran in Nollywood. Not just Nollywood, you're an international star. How you've been able to tackle being a successful mother, I would say, and then being so relevant in your field. So we can take it from there.
Okay, so whether you like to admit it or not, life is compartmentalized. And so are the workings within us. Your life as a mother is not the same as your life as a boss, and not the same as your life as an entrepreneur. So it's like, the same thing that we do with creating a life and integrating it into our own personal lives to become the role that we play in movies. I can't tell you that I have the answers to all the problems, but one thing I can say to you is if you have very supportive system, effective supportive system, which you would have to create, by the way. You have to create the quality of friends that you have, the quality of children, and everything that you have around you. Like a director sets the objective for every scene and every production. It's the same way that you as a woman, you would need to set clear objectives of what you want out of your life. So once you have done that, the rest of it becomes easy. Plus, there is grace, the God factor, where grace leads you to take the appropriate decisions at all times, make your mistakes and pick yourself up and keep moving, not sit down there and brood, but also to be able to identify the things that you can handle and the ones that you don't even want to be part of. You don't go into every battle. You choose your battles and you choose them well, and then you face it. So it's not exactly very easy, really. It's not as easy as I'm sounding. Sometimes it's so tough that you begin to wonder if you'll be able to scale through what you would be going through at a given time. But other times, why not? You just survive it, stay focused, stay unrelenting, and just be strong. And it works. That's it. That's how I just compartmentalize my activities, my day, and my relationship with everything that I do, and then allow God to grant me the grace, and I just move on.
Right. Compartmentalizing is the key. is the key word here, is a technique to making sure that no part of your life is lagging behind whilst the other part is thriving. So we have learned something: compartmentalize. So I want to ask you, why did you go into acting? And if you weren't an actor, what would you have been?
If I was not an actor, I would have been a teacher. And
Oh,
both do the same thing, by the way. There are two things that I like to do. I like to entertain, I like to teach, and I like to motivate people into reaching positive decisions in life.
hmm,
Those are the things that I like, and those are the things that I think the teachers teach us. They
right,
teach us what to do, when to do it, how to do it, with who to do it, and why it is absolutely impossible to do it at the time that you must do it.
hmm,
You must possibly, you can't change the time-bound character of
right,
decision. Right. So did I choose to be an actor? The answer will be no. I did not. At the time I was discovered, I was only a child.
hmm,
So I couldn't have reached any decision. I was
hmm,
7 on radio. I was 8 on television. Like, so it moved. It just moved because I was inquisitive. I was restless. I was talkative. All the positive things. And that character that I had naturally was translated as being a talent, and then it was subjected to training and discipline. So
hmm,
I got trained and I just imbibed all the rules and things that the adults around me set up at the time for me. So I allowed me to be disciplined and managed and directed by other people.
hmm,
And even till date, I still allow other people within my space to be the I. As we say, where I come from, I'm Calabari. When you dance, you don't see your back. So you must allow the people who see your back to tell you what the dance steps are like. So I didn't reach that decision. The character that I got naturally led me to it, and the rest of it is history.
absolutely. It reminds me of how I was asked if I knew I wanted to be a singer all the time. And I told the person that music chose me. I chose to become a presenter, but music chose me because even before I could understand anything, I could really, I want to ask, what are the challenges you have faced as a female in an African society or setting, in a chauvinistic society? What are the challenges you faced in getting to the top of your career?
There are lots that you will face, and the truth is, you're going to keep facing them, and you're going to keep insisting on people giving you your respect, irrespective. I mean, like when we were in primary school, I beat a lot of guys in class, no apologies, right? And it was not because I was female, it was because I spent more time studying, I was more intelligent, I did my work effectively and on time. I was very clean. So it had nothing to do with my sex. It had everything to do with the quality of character that I had,
Hmm.
right? I don't understand why, being an adult now, everything you achieve, somebody tries to attribute it to a man somewhere.
Right.
Hell no. No man did anything when I was growing up. So were the men all blind? No, they all had eyes. They were in my class as boys, just
Hmm.
like I was in the class as girl. Okay, so when you work in an industry like mine, where people run into, first of all, don't forget that people think that those of us who are theater practitioners, we're theater practitioners because we're dull, because we couldn't pass exams. So it's actually a profession that they think of they do wealth. But over time now, they know that you have to have very high IQ to become anyone that you want to become at any time. to read
Absolutely.
scripts and understand them, to constantly keep building, changing lives and your life, the life that you live on set, to take in 120 pages of lines. So now they know that if you are not brilliant, you can't venture. So there's no point trying. Having said that, when you face any kind of challenge in life, whether professional or psychological or economic, what you do is size it up and face it, right? Face it headlong. And in the creative industry, people don't see your sex, they see your ability.
Right.
They don't see that you are female or people want to know that you are a creative who knows how to do their work. People want to, somebody like me, I started pretty early. So right now, people are in a hurry to allocate things and think that, growing up, I was told that when you do casting, they look at what roles you can play and not what age you are or you are not.
Mm.
But in terms of females, people want to write scripts for, I don't know, for younger age, maybe. But then the question is, if you write all your love stories around younger people, is it possible that there are more matured people who know how to fall in love, who are in love, who live in love? Are you
Absolutely.
leaving them out of your narrative? Okay, so, well, that's a discussion for another day. But for today, what I do with challenges is I just face them, deal with the issues and not the person raising the challenge. When you throw a challenge my way, it's just another opportunity for me to tell you how good I am at what I do, and no
Absolutely.
apologies about it. I just move the ladder higher, move the scale higher, and present you a superior judgment. So you have no choice but to agree with me that this is not sexist. This is just us as human beings doing our work, period.
Absolutely. I want to what do you think about typecasting in Nollywood? Because a lot of times we're left wondering if people are actually really talented or just playing out their personality on screen, because there's a lot of typecasting in the industry.
I think it's just laziness of directors and producers, because you also know that in Nollywood you have directors. I agree there are five talent people all over the world, but we're almost pushing as too far. So you
Mm,
have a director who's a producer, who is a writer, sometimes who is also the actor and the editor, everybody rolled up in one. But I see the easy way out of it. They've not given the actor an opportunity to explore possibilities
mm,
around them, just by you saying, you remember the role you played in XYZ, I just want that.
mm.
I'm one of those people who got to a point where I said, no, I'm not playing that. If that's what you want, take your script. I'm not doing it. Because you what you're actually doing with typecasting is drowning the actor. That's what
Right,
you're doing. So
right.
actors who allow that are actually allowing somebody else use his own inefficiencies to dwarf yours. So don't let anybody do that to you. That's what I say to actors. Don't let that happen. It's just
Right,
laziness on the part of the director. As
right.
an actor, when you have even a line in a script, when you find the objective that the director is pushing for that scene and that line, you can deliver it in a different way from what you did the last time. But if
Mm,
the director is not ready to work, the actor may not be ready to work. There are just a few of us who will push boundaries and say, no, I'm not going to play this style anymore. I'm going to
right.
move. I'm going to move it. And maybe because I'm an acting coach, so I'm always playing around creation. That's what I call it. I'm
Right.
always playing around what new life to create, how to create it, how to become it, and then just move on. I
Right.
think it's laziness.
Absolutely. You know, I want to also ask you, how are you? I know that you're an activist, you know. So how are you then? Are you transiting? Have you always been an activist, or are you transiting now from what we know you for?
I have never ever been someone who does not query status quo if it is detrimental to existence.
Right.
After all, I got here as an inquisitive young child who asked questions and wanted to know why certain things were done in certain ways. If they didn't agree with me, who would question you? I was one of those children who you tell, do this, and I say, why? And that, I say, why? And why? And why? And why? So you must give me reason. Um, in the university, I was an activist, true and true. I queried status quo. I wanted for things to be done properly. I wanted for people to feel like human beings. And I thought that that was important. You can't take away my social rights from me. You can't take away any of my rights, by the way, from me. And once you do that, I'm going to put up a fight. I'm going to challenge it. And that's how this has been. In Nollywood, I was first to challenge welfare. I was first to challenge how actors were treated. I didn't care that anybody was going to blacklist or yellow list. I didn't care about your listing. I cared about my welfare, about the welfare of other actors on stage, about the welfare of young people who were coming in. I was first person to query the way that people were auditioned. So I've always, always, always queried status quo when they are not right. When they rob people of their rights, I query it. So I'm a rights-based person, and that's how. So I'm not transiting. I'm going to keep being an actor and
Right.
keep being an activist. So I'm going to keep being a teacher who updates. I'm going to keep being who I am. I'm not about changing me. I'm just going um, going through my dreams and pushing them. You know, um, I'm hoping that someday we'll be able to create a Nigeria that is free from fear and discrimination, where creative thinking can be used as a tool to end poverty and imbibe proper leadership. So that's
Absolutely.
who I am, and that's what I'm looking at. And I make no biases when I say I am very interested in the development of women and young people. So, because for me, this is the future. This is life. This is where we're going. If a mother is happy, if a mother is satisfied, she's going to raise very healthy children. And health here means children who think right, children who are fair, children who are strong. That's what she's going to raise. But if you have a weak mother who is unable to reach any decisions, who has been harassed and cowered and exploited and all of that, she's also going to raise children who are not strong. So when we build the mothers, we're sure of building very healthy communities. So I make no biases when I take my position and say, this is the community that I'm going to work on their rights and insist on them being given, or they take it. They have to learn to be who they are, human beings with rights to be protected and defended. Finished. So
Right.
it's not a new one. I'm not transiting. I would transit. So my son came up with a word. I don't know if it exists. He said to me, Mom, you are an activista. whatever that is, an activist. An actor
This,
who is an activist.
this
So,
right.
so I don't know whether that exists or not, but I'm going to keep playing around the word until it means something, or maybe somebody
It
puts it
definitely
on.
means something. This is how new words are created. My son says to me, Mom, you are God fabusum. And I started using the word God fabusum because those are three words together: gorgeous, fabulous, and awesome. So we'll take it.
Yeah.
You're a trendsetter, so you keep using the words and we follow you, and that's how the Oxford Dictionary and Cambridge is going to add it to it. So I want to ask you again.
Okay.
A lot of young girls complain when I have conversations with them on how to get into the arts in Nigeria, especially because there is a challenge with it's not a secret anymore that sometimes the people, whether the directors or the producers who are men, tend to want to make the girls, compromise compromise before they are given an opportunity. And so that is a challenge. And right now, we are at a place where parents are now woken up to the fact that it's not just the doctors and engineers and lawyers that can that are relevant in society. You find big sons are happy that their children are now in the entertainment industry and doing very well. Well, how would you talk to young girls like that who are interested in getting into
Well,
it?
what I'll say to them, what I say to everyone else, okay? Get educated, get trained.
Mm,
See, there are three things that you must accomplish before you venture into anything.
right.
Understand that thing, the principles of it, the fundamentals of it.
Mm,
If you know how this is done, you will not be afraid to face an audition.
right.
And if you understand that a no in a particular audition is not a no on every other platform,
Mm,
sometimes a no is not because you are not good, it is because there is no role for you in this particular production. So learn to accept a no and keep working on you. So when I ask people, when I want to audition and I'm doing my oral questioning, I always ask them, why do you want to be an actor?
mm,
What do you know about acting? Who can you identify as a proper mentor for you, or who is your class of mentor? Who
mm,
do you want as a mentor? And if eventually you become an actor, what kind of actor do you want to be? Because if you don't know the purpose of what you want or what you're about to get, you are bound to abuse it. And that's exactly what is happening. Sometimes these young people do not want to humble themselves to the point of allowing the identification of this talent and the polishing of that talent through training and discipline. I told you at the time I became an actor, I didn't even know. So adults had to do the cleaning,
mm,
okay? But I had to give approval. So imagine that I had a rehearsal and I didn't show up. The adult was not going to work with space.
mm,
I needed to be available. How many young people make themselves available? They are in a hurry. Well, my apologies to those of them who are willing to try. But
right.
we have more people who don't want to try. They just see a Hilda Dokubo. They want to be like a Hilda Dokubo. They never take time to understudy a Hilda Dokubo. They never take time to try to find out all the things. See, even when you invite them, I say to people, I said, mentorship sessions is to give you the knowledge of your mentor
Mm,
without you going through the time. So your mentor has acquired 30 years worth of experience.
mm-hmm,
You are probably 29. So your mentors years of experience is even older than you. And you don't think you need that learning. And then some of them, you know, in these days of social media, people go online, casting producers who are very late, go online, and all they do is look for people with numbers. They don't pay attention anymore to why those numbers, and they don't even have time to either rehearse or train these people. They just dump them in the industry. So these young people are doing nearly about anything and everything to gain those numbers so they can get those roles. So they are also exploiting themselves. It's not just people exploiting them, it's also they exploiting themselves. So if young people don't want any of these things to happen, they should just nicely, humbly allow themselves to get trained, get a coach, get a mentor, get anyone that you trust that you can take instructions from. Allow those people work with you towards building you up, because we're work in progress. We're not just creatives, we are also in a creative process. So you must allow all of those to happen. But if you say, I think that acting is natural, I don't need training, blah, 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 well, people are going to keep exploiting you. So get ready for the insult.
True.
But if you let yourself get trained, when they say no, you take a walk, because you're going to walk right back into another and another, and you will win. It's just a question of time. A good artist is a good artist. People can say no, but they cannot deny the fact that you are talented and skilled. So somebody is going to identify that and give you that singular opportunity that you need. And boom, you wake up the next morning and you are a star.
Absolutely. When the stars are aligned and you're cooked and ready to be eaten, not literally, but when you're ready and the stars are aligned, then you just break out, isn't it? So it doesn't matter how many times we get a no. We just have to keep working on ourselves and making sure that we're ready for when the opportunity presents itself, you know. I'll take quick acknowledgement. Mary Praise Eche. Welcome, Helen D. Helen D said something. He said, a no could be you are too good for that position sometimes, which is true. I went for an audition here in London, and the moment I opened my mouth to sing, I didn't realize I was just too much for what they were looking for. They literally told me that this stage is not, I am too much for the stage. My voice was just too powerful for the stage. So it is true, Helen D. Sometimes a no is because you're just above or too good for that position. And so, as a mother, it's Mother's Day today. Talk to mothers who want to also have a career, be successful, but are struggling. Because you did mention about compartmentalizing things is how you get things done and making sure that no aspect of your life is lagging behind. But there are people who are mothers who just want to, they know they have a gift, they have a talent, but don't know how to go about it, especially in Africa.
Okay, so mothers are known for a lot of things. They're the ones who would care for everybody and not care about themselves. They're the ones who would always put themselves last, and sometimes even put themselves out. So let me tell you something. Your children are watching and they love to see their mother happy. Because every time that you have that long look on your face and you say, I'm doing all of this because of you, they're wondering if they're a border, if they have become such huge burden, and you know, they may begin to blame themselves for your unhappiness. So please, go catch your dream. Dare to dream it and dare to work towards it. You know, dream, and let your dream look like it's overwhelming you. But once you start working on it, you'll find out that it's achievable and that you're going to just about the same time set new targets and new limits for yourself. So don't just sit down there doing nothing. Okay, get your children to be part of your support system. Let them understand why this is important to mom. Get your spouse, your husband, your partner, your whatever name you have given to him. Let him understand that this will make you a better wife. Let him understand that you'll be happy and healthy. Get him as part of your support system. Let your support system be big and limitless. So whenever you need help, you know where to go to and you know how to drag it in. That, you know, that's why there's something that we do as Africans. We always have family. Extended long. I said, this is your first cousin, second cousin. Sometimes you don't even know who the person really is, but you call them cousins and aunties. But these are support systems that we set for ourselves, right? And just set up your own support system and allow it work for and with you. Don't drown yourself in the name of motherhood. And most importantly, there is no such title as complete housewife, except you want to be a complete housewife. There is no such position. So please be you, be who you are. You can be submissive without being subservient.
Subservient. That's the word.
Okay, so being submissive has nothing to being a slave.
Yes.
If you would let me. And any man who is worth calling a man would encourage his wife to be the best that she can be.
Absolutely.
So get everyone involved. It's your life. Live it to the fullest. And don't tell us, motherhood does not rob women of who they are. It does not rob you of your rights. It actually enables you explore what women have far and above men, the ability to multitask.
Absolutely.
The ability to
our special gift.
Everything at the same time. It's an ability that we have that men don't have. So let's use it.
Let's use our ability to multitask and get, ourselves where we want to see ourselves. And my final question today is there any kind of secret you want to let out on this platform before anywhere else? Are you thinking about working with the people in Hollywood? Because I know you have an event, and there's someone on who is going to be part of that event. He was in Roots, the one who played Kunte. Yes. Yeah. So when I saw that, I was beginning to think, is my sister going to be in Hollywood now? So spill it here first.
Well, okay, so this is the kind of person that I am. I'm able to identify challenges and I'm able to identify opportunities. There are gaps in our industry. And when I find answers to fill in these gaps, I'm glad to. Having said that, John Adams is on an African tour.
Right.
I do not know why I have been chosen, but I have been chosen to anchor that tour. And after that tour, he's going to be working in Africa. So reading something about him, he said he preferred being Kunta Kinte to being Mr. Evans in Good Times.
Right.
So I saw a bit of me in that statement, where somebody prefers a life that frees others, even at death, to that of just being a make-happy person.
Right.
So yes, we are on our way. Let's hope it all works out for good. But I'm going to enjoy every moment of
Of
that
it.
program.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for you always. Rooting for you always. I just know. Should I let her go now, guys? I know she has other engagements. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Imiete. Imiete. Tamino Iboma.
And have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for having me. I have enjoyed this, and I hope that the viewers will rate us up and then we'll make a good score for this. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And have
Thank
a
you.
beautiful evening.
All right. Oh wow, I didn't want to let her go, but I know there are other people coming on. So okay, I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time as well, just listening or watching. I'm going to recognize Ebi Elezianya. She says happy birthday. Thank you. And my dad is watching. Oh, thank you, daddy. Thank you. God bless you. Okay, I'm gonna to celebrate Mother's Day. I'm going to play the song from Cameroon that we grew up listening to, but it's evergreen. This music, this sound is evergreen. Sweet Mother. Enjoy Sweet Mother.
Presenting you, sweet mother. Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer way you suffer for me. Sweet mother, I no go forget you for the suffer way you suffer for me. When I dey cry, my mother go carry me. She go say, my pikin, wetin you dey cry, yo yo. Stop, 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 stop. Make you no cry again. Oh. When I want sleep, my mother go bed me. She go lie me well, well for bed. She cover me cloth, say make you sleep, 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 my pikin. Oh. When I dey hungry, my mother go run up and down. She dey find me something when I go chop. Oh. Sweet mother, sweet mother, oh, eh, oh. Say, mama, sweet mother. When I dey sick, my mother go cry, cry, cry. She go say instead when I go die, make she die. Oh. She go beg God, God help me, God help me, my pikin. Oh. Oh, my mother. If I no sleep, my mother no go sleep. If I no chop, my mother no go chop. She no dey tire, sweet mother. I no go forget the suffer where you suffer for me, yeah, yeah. Sweet mother, yeah, sweet mother, oh,
Yes, so sweet mother, oh, ayo, awo is ayo, awo. Anyone it's those are the sound we make as Africans, especially West Africans. There's always a, o, way, on, or yay in anything we say. So yes, yes, Elindi says classy song, and Chidinab says, my beautiful birthday lady, all the best to you. Thank you, Mr. C. And right about now we have T-Mac Iseli, Dr. T-Mac Iseli is going to join us.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Sorry for being late. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can, yes.
Okay, and I see my light ring is in my glasses. Give me the light to reduce it. So I wish you a happy Mother's Day. And of course, to everybody who is watching us.
And it's my birthday today, T-Mac.
Sorry?
It's also my birthday today.
It's your birthday.
Yes, it is.
Ah, happy. I have my flute here. I'm going to play you something for your birthday. I'm
Oh,
just
please
going
go
to.
ahead before we start talking.
Okay. Okay. I gave him the light control. Okay. Thank you. Let me adjust the light here. It's not working.
Okay, guys, so we're waiting for Dr. Tima to play us something.
Okay, because it's your birthday, I think I should first do something for you. Like, flute is cold.
Wow, thank you. That was so beautiful.
I hope it came out well because I'm using my earpods. So did it pick up well?
It did pick up well. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I can't hear you very well. That's a problem. Where are you?
I'm in London.
You're in London. Okay, well, I'm in lovely Lagos at the moment.
I
I'm
know.
dressed up like a Shakiri chief. I went to an event and I just rushed home to be part of your show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the honor. And
Thank
so
you.
let's go. I know that you went to receive an award today. What was the award about? Or for?
It was a magazine. Can you give me in that bag the? I will show you the award. That bag there. I just rushed into my upper room. Let me see what it is. Okay, can you see it here?
Right. We can see it. We can.
How do I do this? Okay. Let me read it. It
It's
says
a rainbow thing.
Rainbow Hall of Fame Award celebrating excellence 2021 Rafa Dr. Tima Iseli as the outstanding instrumentalist of the year. Well,
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
So let's go ahead and talk about the arts in which you are a very relevant part of, especially in Nigeria.
Do you know, I have a problem. These earpods are not on. Can you give me the box to press it? Because I hardly hear you, and I'm sure you did not even hear my flute well.
I heard you. Maybe you can hear me, but I can hear you.
You hear me well?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
then we manage it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and talk about your art, your very unique style of performance that is unique, especially because you're in Nigeria. Talk about it and how people are receiving your kind of performance back in Nigeria.
Well, I must admit, it was very challenging. You know, I am half Nigerian, half Swiss. I left at young age back to Switzerland. I studied economics. I studied the flute. My PhD is in philharmonic composition. That means I spent a lot of time composing. When I came back in the 70s, nobody has ever seen this. A flute? What is this? You know what I mean? But my style of Afro jazz came down actually quite well in 1970. I had a very fabulous band. And the world famous drummer Ginger Baker signed them on behind my back. So 1972, I left in annoyance back to Europe because I had no band. But it was a blessing because I formed another band called United, and I had a contract to do an album with Polydor International, which at that time was one of the top companies. We did an album United, but we had about 5 days studio time left. So my producer Kunze said, let's do something KISS. KISS means keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, keep it simple, stupid. That's music you compose for elevators, for light entertainment in supermarket, kind of instrumental with sing-alongs. And because I was signed on with TMAC, we named it after my silver flute. We named it Silver Convention. Now, I have to share my royalties by somebody who only wrote lyrics like "Fly, Robin, fly, up to the sky," or "Get up and boogie, save me, save me." But it's okay. I was young, I was stupid. But a few months later, I was in Holland with my band. I got a message. Timac, what we recorded in Hamburg, is #1 in the American hit parade. And within 3 months, we sold more than 10 million copies of Fly, Robin, Fly. You might know it. Fly, Robin, fly. Fly,
Right.
Robin, fly. Okay,
Right.
that was 70s. But it launched me because financially, from then on, I was independent. I was able to invest into mining, gas and oil, and so on. And from then on, I started to do a little bit more intelligent music than just sing-alongs. I did a couple of classical albums. I did Afro influence. If you go on YouTube and you check my name, Teemac, Timac, you'll find quite some of my music. But at the moment, I mix it with business. I'm the country manager, shareholder director in Petronor. We have oil blocks in Nigeria and the Congo. We are just signing in Abidjan. It may sound all incredible big money, but it is a lot of stress in this COVID period. I'm still the chairman of Allied Minerals, so I mix both music and business. But my heart lies with this flute.
Right. The
Not
heart
with
is
it.
always with the art. The
Yes.
heart is always with the art, much more
Exactly.
than anything else. Money is
Yes.
good. Money is good, but there is spiritual food that you can only get when you get the satisfaction of expressing your creative, expressing yourself creatively, especially. So, have you thought about collaborating with the young artists that are, making it, the big names, the young ones, trying to merge your style of music with what is actually attainable in the commercial sense?
Well, I have been very commercial in the 70s, and I decided, let me be more artistic. I did a joint venture, a collaboration with a small kid called Ozzy Bosco. You can also Google it. You Rain by Ozzy Bosco. He was about 7 years old. Fantastic young voice. I produced it and I wrote the song. I actually did a joint venture with Sheon Kuti, but we had some dispute with the family, so I just buried it. I've done joint ventures before, but I am a very picky person, and I don't do joint ventures with people I'm not satisfied with the quality of their voice.
Right.
Because unfortunately, a lot of the young people are wannabes. They have no voice. They don't do what we had to do, spend years and years rehearsing. To me, a professional musician studies music like an architect studies architecture. You wouldn't go to a doctor who is a quack. So if somebody one day wakes up and thinks he's a superstar because he can do some kind of, I don't know what, I'm not impressed. So I do not show any interest in any joint venture or in a collaboration with somebody who is not satisfactory to me. I don't want to be in an album with somebody together where every time I hear it on the radio, I get annoyed. So I haven't planned any collaboration until I find a good voice, a real talent, and then I'll put my experience, my composition. My specialty is actually arrangements, string arrangements, philharmonic arrangements. I could color those Niger trash music with some nice violins if I would, but let the right person prove to me that he's good. I'm not a snob, but I love good music.
Right. It's good that you said you're not a snob, because you're coming across like a bit of a snob.
No,
Dr.
you
House,
see, let me tell you,
I'm
I'm a
sorry, one
serious.
moment. Okay, go ahead.
I'm a serious professional. and nobody can fool me. If you put auto tune on your voice because you have
Nah,
no tone, I hear it. You may not
absolutely.
hear it. You may not hear
As
it.
a
I
singer
hear it.
myself, I'm very repulsed by auto-tune in songs, especially some of them. It's a bit too much because I'm quite versatile with classical, jazz, and soul and all that. I want to take a quick read from Dr. Charles Apoki, my big brother. He
Mhm.
says, I used to listen to Timak in my university days at Ibadan, 1979 to 1984. Great flutist. That's how long ago he remembers you. Now there is a comment from WSR1.tv. It's written in Dutch or German. I'm not sure. I'm just going to highlight it on the screen so that you can read it yourself and respond to whatever it's written there, because it's really like gibberish to me.
Es herzliche Glückwünsche zu Ihrem großartigen Auszeichnung. Oh, besten Dank, das freut mich sehr. So, du weißt, dass ich Deutsch spreche. Dankeschön. He said,
All right.
congratulations to your award. You know, I grew
Thank
up in
you.
Switzerland, so I speak
That's the best
German,
we can
French,
do.
and Italian. That's nice. Thank
Oh,
you.
all right. I'm not even jealous because that's a language that I'll probably go to heaven and come back before I can ever speak. Right. Okay. So, are you? I want to talk. Of course, you are an artist, but you're not someone who is dependent on or depending on your artistry to survive, like most people will do back home in Nigeria. How have you been able to take your position as someone who is economically a little more buoyant than most artists will be, to try to encourage other young artists to come on the scene?
Okay. Well, I don't like to brag, but I spent 40 years trying to assist. You may not know, but I am the founder with Sir Melvin Brown and Akintola Williams. We founded the Classical Music Society, and General Babangida actually gave me the land for the Muson Center. And then we
Right.
raised 10 million Naira, was the same like dollars, from Shell and Ajib. I put in the first $500,000 to clear the land, and we built the Muson Center. Then I negotiated with MTN so that there was a sponsorship for artists who can't pay the fees. Because I have always said, and I'm always saying it, get educated if you want to be a musician.
Mm,
Learn how to play an instrument. Learn how to sing. Because without that, you don't have the skill. Next week, I'll be in the University of Nozuka doing a 3 days master class for the final year students. I do that occasionally. I had also an associate professorship in Washington with the Bradley University, where I was teaching for 3 summers philharmonic composition.
right.
So I am trying to do my best with regards to education, because when you educate 10 musicians and he can teach another 10, that's how it spreads. I
Right.
also have sponsored a lot of them to the Muson Center. I have even sponsored some abroad to do their masters in music, and then they come back and become valuable teachers in Nigeria. But my biggest project, I'm working on it. I have the land in Lekki Ipeju, is to build an arts academy where we bring in, like, the Muson has become a little bit civil servant system. I want to
Mm,
build an arts academy where there's music, dance, there will be photography, painting, sculpture, everything must be there, because art is not just music, art
mm,
is everything. And I
absolutely.
think we have excellent artists in Nigeria who need to be exposed to show the world that we're not just a country of fraudsters and bad politicians. We are a very serious nation which has incredible talents. I see talents in Nigeria, I cry, and there's no support. corporate bodies don't even understand what it means to sponsor artists. They don't care, because actually it's a tax write-off. During the time of Festag, a decree was put into our law that anybody who puts money into the arts, it's a tax write-off. It's
You
a
see?
write-off for you. Yes, it is. You can write it off your tax. And they don't know. I have been saying this for years. We must put a lot of money into the arts in Nigeria to whitewash Nigeria's name.
Right. Right. This is something a lot of people would have learned today, that if you invested in the arts, you can get a tax write-off, which means you're doing some kind of charitable work.
Yes.
So it's good that we know this. People should begin to invest in the arts and the artists, and to try to encourage more people, because I have found that the arts is one of the quickest way to get Nigeria, the larger population in Nigeria, out of poverty, because there's so much talent everywhere, whether it's in the music or acting, and Dr. Timak, I know that I said to you you're only going to be here for 10 minutes, so let me ask you a final question.
Okay.
Moving forward with, you can now see how relevant Nollywood is in the world. You can see how the Nigerian music is so relevant and played everywhere in the world. Even here in the UK, you listen to radio stations playing Nigerian artists. In America is the same thing. Do you want to begin to look at creating, because you have the economic power, and then you have the platform? Are you beginning to look at, wouldn't it be good for you to begin to look at how you can begin to pick very young talents and give them the platform and sponsorship to express their creative side and bring it to the international, to the global stage, basically?
Well, I would say, again, I'm a difficult person. First, you have to train them, because I criticize a lot. And most Nollywood movies are not up to my standard. The film techniques, the acting, and also the soundtrack. So we have to train sound engineers, cameramen, actors, and that's where my academy will come in, because it is not just to sponsor somebody who is half bacon. Sponsor those who can compete in the world, those who can compete in the UK film industry, in Hollywood, and in Bollywood. I speak a lot to those guys. I am still in the circuit of the musician union body, FIM, Fédération Internationale des Musiciens. And the criticism by a lot of the presidents of the musician union is, yeah, Nigeria, you are very vibrant. You have a lot of young talents, but get your act together. Increase the quality. It's not good enough to have a laptop with Fruity Loops in your bedroom and think you're making an international hit. Out of 10,000 songs produced every month in Nigeria, 1 or 2 break through because there's something different or there's a hook line. But much more could come out if the quality would be there. If the quality of those Nollywood films would be there, they could make a fortune. You cannot just halfway. We are doing everything halfway. I call it the Nigeria way. We manage. We must get out of that. And Nigeria will become a superpower in the film and in the entertainment industry. I am sponsoring also a young person who is a young painter who will be a next Picasso. But it's too early to put him out into the world because he has to still get more professional. Professionalism is the key. The competition is so big. To beat the competition, you must be better than they are.
Right.
So it's not just sponsor some. Let me give you a good one. When I was female president, Asha.
Yes.
All right.
I
Asha,
actually met her when I was a singer.
Asha, Silva, Sadiq, And Mohammed came to me and said, "You are Imam President, please. We are with a record label. They rip us off. They take 80% of what we make in." I called in the owner, who's anyhow a relative of mine, and said, "Look, you sign them off immediately, or I'll deal with you, because there are rules. A producer cannot take more than 18, maximum 20%. What you're doing is fraud." He let them go.
Right.
I called back the record company where I did my first album, my first song in 1968, Barclays Record, and she was introduced, and the rest is history. When I hear she had something, she had a good voice, she was a good composer, but she needed that international production to back her up. The quality of her songs are good because she recorded in good studios with professional engineers, and she had professional musicians backing her. That is the key. Professionalism from the studio you enter to the finished product, and then
Absolutely.
we can compete.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know I met Asha before she became so big, and she was in my room at the Sheraton at the time playing the guitar and singing. And then one day I saw she's an international big star, and I love her music. So finally, can you just play us any sound?
Any sound. All right. Since it's your birthday, I'll give you a little improvisation. Nothing classical, just some little. I hope you know the problem is I'm a little bit worried now since my earpods are not working. I'm just playing into my iPhone. I hope the sound is okay.
We will manage. It's a Nigerian thing.
Manage. Let's manage. This is a little bit Afro improvisation.
Beautiful.
You like classical music. Also, 2 seconds for you. Mozart,
Thank
my
you.
favorite composer.
Thank you. Whenever I get to Lagos, hopefully, if you're not in London, I will definitely try to hook up so that we can do a song together. If that's-
Excellent, no problem.
Yeah.
We are WhatsApp friends, so just let me know when you're coming. I
Yes.
travel a lot too. I'm on my way to China. I have 10 shows coming up. The moment
Yeah.
they release the travel restriction, but give me 2-3 days notice, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for
Thank
having me on
you.
your show. God bless you.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yes, Dr. Timak Iseli. He's a beautiful soul. Kotsi, let me take a few reads. Our other guest is having issues coming on because I see he comes on and he disappears, he comes on and he disappears. But we're gonna try to see how we're gonna be able to get the next guest on. Kotsi, welcome. And Helen D says, I like him. I know. And Charles Adenea says, Doctor, you are a legend. Agbo Nene. Happy birthday, Auntie Susie the Beautiful. I love you and I love Africa Rice. Thank you. We love you too. Lisa Abdul Gada. Nice, she says. There is the other comments that, oh, Sarah Giwa. Thank you, Sarah Giwa. She's wishing me a happy birthday. It's my birthday today and it's Mother's Day today. So we're just taking it easy, having fun. And there is a comment that I wanted to take. Jibril Intai, thank you so very much. Okay, we're going to see if we're going to be able to get this guest, Dasilva. He's been coming off and on. If we can't bring him on, we will then try to bring on our next guest, which will be, who would be Dede Mabiaku. Yes. All right, so guys, send in your comments while I try to see if we can bring in Dasilva. Otherwise, we'll go on with Dede Mabiaku. F1 beats Okolobi. Says happy. Oh, by the way, that's the guy who did our jingle on Africa Rise for us. Yes. So F1 beats. He's a fan. Okolobi, Timi Okolobi. He is a wonderful producer. So you guys patronize him if you have any work to do in the studio. Give me a moment to take a commercial break while I try to see if I can fix the issue of getting on our next guest. Just a moment.
Pleasure being on Africa Rise and the fact that you focus on African issues. And I would urge you to continue. And I hope that more and more people pay attention to the leaders that you bring to speak on Africa Rise, and that this will translate into some change for the better for our continent. Congratulations.
Okay. This is your numero uno, and my name is Charlie Boy, the area father. You're the number one of Africa and the president of all frustrated Nigerians. Keep it real with Susan West. Yes, this is the channel where they like to watch when I won't get sand. You know?
This is Femi Nicola Pukuti. You're watching Susan Rice on African West. Keep watching.
I urge all of you who know what it means to be African, all of you who may not know what it means to be African, all of you who are on the journey of awakening, all of you who need enlightenment and continued support, to tune in to Africa Rise with Susan West. And to you, Susan, as a mother, I want to thank you for all the great work that you're doing to uplift us, to continue to engage us, to inform us, and also challenging us to engage in those conversations, difficult as they may be. You are taking us there. So Susan West, Africa Rise, keep up the great work.
Africa Rise with Susan West.
Welcome back. You know, I was trying to, I don't think we'll be able to get Dasilva because his network is so terrible. He comes on and we can't see his face. We don't want just the audio. We want to be able to talk to him. Our next guest is Dede Mabiaku, and we're going to give him a moment to come on. Okay. Guys, send in your questions and comments, whatever you have, or just keep wishing us, keep wishing us Mother's Day and birthdays. And I feel so blessed today. I feel really satisfied. I'm gonna take a read from my darling. He says, I have been holding back, but I can't help but to jump in and wish my dearest wife a happy birthday on Africa Rise platform. Thank you. I had to read that, otherwise I probably I'll be sorry that I didn't. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna quickly see what we can do whilst we're waiting for Dede Mabiaku. I don't want to take a commercial break anymore because I think it's just too long. Well, send in your comments and questions. How are you enjoying your Mother's Day as a woman and as a man? What are you doing to celebrate the women in your life, especially the mothers? And mothers are not just only people who have given birth to you or someone. There are people who have taken the role and responsibility of a mother who are necessarily not biological. Some of them have even done fantastic, much more than some biological parents would have. And so, therefore, yeah, that's a Nigerian thing. And so, therefore, the part of Nigeria had to come out. Yes. It is imperative to always acknowledge and understand that being celebrating a mother doesn't necessarily mean that it is a biological mother, but those in our lives who have, you know, nurtured us, cared for us, and taken or played the role of a mother. So happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful women all around the world who have taken up that position. God bless you. God bless you. God bless us. Send in your comments. Send in your comments. I will read. I'll take a quick read. Earlier on today, Senator Dino Melaya sent me a poem that he had written for his mother. And because we're waiting on our next guest, I would like to take a read of that poem written by Senator Dino Melaya. I thought it was such a beautiful poem. Yes, so this is a special poem written by Dino to his mother, and I think it is quite, it says, Happy Mother's Day, a poem by my beloved, a poem to my beloved mother, Deaconess Comfort Melaye, who has gone home to be with the Lord on this special Mother's Day. Our condolences, first of all. If I had a second chance, he goes, if I had a second chance, I'll do the things I wish I had to let her know how much I cared. If I had a second chance, I'd hold her close and hug her tight again and tell her she is my shining light. If I had a second chance, I'd let her know how proud I was to have her be my guide in life. That's so profound. If I had a second chance, I'll thank her for things she has done to make a difference in our lives once again. If I had a second chance, she would always know that I'll be there to hold her hand and kiss her cheek again. If I had a second chance, I would fill her heart with words of praise, for she was strong and always brave. If I had a second chance, I would let her know I love her once again and beg her not to go. That is so strong. If I had a second chance, I would tell her again that her life was love and labor. Her love for her family was genuine. She did her best for us all, and we will always remember her. He was writing to his mother, so he said, remember you, Mom. A part of that poem made me a bit emotional, because knowing the sort of person Senator Dino Melaya is, a bit of a gra person, I think this is how most of us feel about our mothers. Sadly, for the people who their mothers are not on this side of life anymore, it's so powerful. And a part of it made me a bit emotional. So we should learn to appreciate our parents, our mothers, especially today, because sometimes we get into the habit of thinking, or we forget that they're not always going to be there. You know, we don't like to talk about it, but that is it, the inevitable. So whilst they are here, we should try to add as much value to their lives. I don't know why I feel a bit emotional with that poem. I'm actually shaking. Can you imagine that? I love my mom so much. Happy Mother's Day to my mother. I love my mother so much. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Olopo Fejiro says, happy birthday, dearie. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to get Dede Mabiaku on. I don't know if he's running. It's not in his habit to keep us waiting. So we will just play Namadingo song again with what's his name? Is it Chalamanda? Whilst I try to see what's happening with Dede Mabiaku and Timi Dakolo.
Line ho, uyu line lelo mana mene, mana wanzelu. Line ho,
line ho, uyu line lelo mana mene, mana wanzeru. Ukacha mama wa amatengazaje kusesa bakomo pamaibaje.
ugaja mama,
Early morning
amadengatage,
kusesa bakomo lamaibaje.
magolo
aline
amuya mikila,
akutirine lero mwana mene mwana wanzeru.
magolo aline amuya
aline
mikila,
akutirine lero mwana mene mwana wanzeru. Line ho, uyu line lero mwana mene mwana wanzeru.
tinde, 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 line ho,
uyu line lero mwana mene mwana wanzeru.
agire gogo wana madingo, zamu ya mikira, kudi na madingo mwana mene, mwana wanzeru. Agire gogo wana madingo, zamu ya mikira,
Mukuti na madingo mwana mene
mwana wanzeru.
simuku na mago
Tawizi na
ne malota ine bambo wanga tandisi enda
salandeka. Tawizi na
mwe ni malota ine bambo wanga tamwali enda
salandeka. Gondo mama, gondo une mama mwe, gondo mama chalamanda
tafera moenda we. Kondo mama, kondo une mama mwe, kondo mama chalamanda utafera moenda we.
Nangomba mbilio, mbili tumaona lelo. Nangomba mbilio tumaona lelo. Agidesi aimbaye, zogoma tumaona lelo.
Ndipo chalamanda aimbaye, zogoma tumaona lero.
Gamba kuti mwakwatira mwabala mwana woyera, zina lache musolo.
Unamva kwa ndani kuti mtakatifu
ndamva kuti mwakwatira mwabala mwana woyera dzina lache Musolo
nangopanga chinkoso kwatinza kuita mali
Musolo
Musolo Musolo mai Musolo 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 mai
mwana amene ndamai wache ndikufuna ndipite nawo ku UK mwana amene ndamai wache ndikufuna ndipite nawo ku UK maphunziro onse akaphunzire ku UK maphunziro onse aphunzire ku UK
ndamva koko ndamva kumatimbeko chemeri kunali chemeri kunali
chemeri mama mwe
iya meri mwe iya dale kunali chemeri iya meri mwe iya dale libekukoko mapacha iya meri mwe iya dale kunali chemeri
akafuna kunenana
akidesi inabwana taugera nikuno
akafuna kunenana
chalamanda inabwana taugera nikuno
akafuna kunenana
akidesi inabwana taugera nikuno sinali choncho kale nthawi ya Napolo iwachabe Napolo iwachabe
tengaingalamu ukataya kumtenga kutuma kaidi ukatola bobwela dona nalila maiwe wachabe Napolo wachabe
Malizendi Buffalo Soldier
To America, Buffalo soldier. Buffalo to America. I am so sorry I won't be able to bring on the rest of our guests because Dede has just texted me. He's in a place where the network is not good. He won't be able to come on. And I'm not able to get Timi, who told me he was going to be attending an event. But we tried. And I do hope that you had a wonderful time because I did. And imagine your cake has been sent to you. cut a slice. Don't eat too much. Be mindful of the sugar. I have had a good time. So please like, follow, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Press the bell button. Make sure that you become part of the Africa Rise family. And let's take this to the permanent site. I love you all so much. I'm in a high spirit. Left for me alone, I'll probably just sit down here talking for the rest of the show. But of course, just like Bob said, upon the struggling, we still find time to rock. True people of God. Yes, Charles Odineye says that about Africans. That's who we are. Yes. Oh my goodness, there is nothing much more to add, but to just say thank you for all the birthday wishes and Mother's Day wishes. I am truly grateful. I appreciate everyone who's here. I love you all. What should I do? There's nothing to do. Sweet mother, I'm not gonna forget you. For this suffer where you suffer for me. Yeah. Let's go and love up on our mothers. Buy them gifts, make their lives worth living, add more value to them. And I will see you next weekend. Goodbye.